Three things to consider when buying a DJ controller. You're always going to want to start with budget. That's the first thing. Your budget will determine what kind of DJ controller you're able to buy and whether or not you can use it standalone or you'll need a device like a laptop or a phone. Let's say you want to spend upwards of 150,000 pesos or $3,000 to $4,000, you can get something standalone like the XDJ AZ. Or if you want to spend something below 10,000 pesos or $200, you can go with something like the DDJ Flex 2. And for me, that's the reason why budget is very, very important and it's at the top of this list. The second thing you want to consider is software. Regardless of whether you want to use a standalone device like the aforementioned XDJ AZ or you want to use something that connects to a phone or a tablet, you're still going to need a laptop because that's where you're going to be loading your songs and you still need to offload your tracks either to a flash drive or over onto your smart device. You've got four popular choices for DJ software. First up is Rekordbox. This is something that comes from the Pioneer or Alpha Theta ecosystem, and you use this if you want to spin using flash drives and CDJs or XDJs, or if you want to use like DJ controllers like the DDJ Flex 2 or DDJ 1000. Next software is Serato, very, very popular. It's a software that I use. Third, you've got Virtual DJ, and fourth, you've got DJ Pro. Now, all of these software work with like a Mac or a PC, but some of these software also work with an iOS or Android device. And that's going to be the third consideration. What platform or device do you want to use your controller with? And the reason is because not all DJ controllers are able to work with Android or iOS devices. So it's always a good idea to take a look at which controllers support which platforms and which devices before considering